Not do it. I'm not. everybody. Welcome to the Seymour Board of Ed, our regular monthly meeting. First thing we will do is rise to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all.
All right. The next item we have is introductions. Hello everyone, I'm Chris Champagne, the board chair.
Ed Carmelo, board member.
Kristen Carmeline, board member.
Dr. Compton, school superintendent.
Shannon Levy, board clerk.
Jeremy Tomaszewski, junior representative.
Caitlin Hamilton, senior representative.
Lorraine Escalante, board member.
All right, item 2 on the agenda is board and administrative communication. The first piece is the Bungate Building Committee update. Mr. Mello, Mr. Stanek, or either one of you.
Good evening. Now you have a quorum, I guess.
We do. We're good.
Good. The Bungay School Building Committee continues to progress toward working toward approval from the state for reimbursement. Although the Board of Select Persons has approved building a new school, the board has not yet approved the figures with regard to how much we're going to go to referendum. The board still has some questions to ask. But tonight, the committee is asking that this board approve the educational specifications for the new school. And Fran DiFiore and Michael Lasasso from Plaza Associates are here to answer any questions regarding educational specifications which have been distributed to you. It is necessary that you approve the educational specifications for the state reimbursement application, which isn't due for a little while, but we're trying to move things along. So at this point, I'll turn the program over to Mr. Lasasso, and he can answer any questions along with Fran DiFiore, our educational consultant.
Not sure, beyond just the initial introduction, I'm Michael Lasasso with Antonazzi Associates, and President Fiore, we've met you several weeks ago, actually, prior to the holidays, presented the documents. We've completed schematic design options based on the ed specs that were generated. We had a renovation option and a new option. And just prior to the holidays, we're going to present the outcome of our cost estimate associated with those to the building committee. As Mr. Stanek mentioned, there's still some ongoing discussions about the costs associated with those projects. The numbers were actually quite comparable one to the other. There wasn't much deviation between either. The ed specs that were developed are intended to be applicable to either option. And so we're at the essentially the threshold preparing for the submission to the state, and coming before you with the final ed specs for Board of Ed.
Anyone have any questions?
Make a motion to revise the agenda to move up item 7D.
Motion by Kristen, do we have a second? Kristen, all those in favor? Opposed, abstentions? Carries 5-0-0. Okay, so we moved up the approval of the ed specs to.
I'll make a motion to accept and approve the educational specifications prepared for the Seymour Board of Education by Construction Solutions Group, LLC, for Bungay Elementary School, 35 Bungay Road, Seymour, Connecticut.
By Ed, do we have a second? Bruno. Any discussion or questions?
I just have a couple questions about the state reimbursement. These are just things I've heard from residents. When the project is bonded, is it bonded for the whole amount or just what the town is responsible to pay?
I believe the town needs to commit to the full amount, but typically the bonding is associated with the amount that the town is obligated to pay. And there's some specifics regarding that as well. There's retainage that the state owes, so that has to be factored in. And then there's also some percentage of the amount that would be considered ineligible, and that would be a direct expense to the town as well. So in the preparation of the bonding, those factors have to be taken into account.
And you presented before about state reimbursement as far as having a preschool program there.
Yes.
Are there any restrictions coming from the state on what communities are eligible for that?
Yeah, we delved into that a little bit more deeply
Yes.
on behalf of the district. And the specific statutory requirements stipulate that that particular program is applicable to a priority district, which I don't think Seymour is considered. And generally, the bonus is related to the square footage specific to the pre-K, not the entire site. I think irrespective of that, though, there has been, speak to it in more detail, that there's been a request submitted to the state.
I have been in contact with State Representative McCall, Claire Stitchia, asking her if she could explore the possibility of a special act or other consideration by the appropriate state agencies to consider allowing the additional reimbursement to Seymour, making the argument that our preschool children have the same educational needs as those children in priority districts. And why should priority districts be favorable to our district? I understand priority districts have other needs for children and families, but the educational needs are the same. And that's my argument. And Representative Stitchie, has indicated that she will work on the project. So if you would argue with her or any other legislators, please encourage them to support our request. And I would also like to mention, with regard to the education specifications, the former board member, now member of the building committee, Pat Mysteria, has been very involved with Fran in working on the specs.
Anyone else?
I just want to express a very special thank you to all of the work that you have done. We appreciate it deeply. And also with Beth Hysteriacs, all her help as well. And to you also, Mr. Standing, the whole process. And to the building committee. Ed, you've been on it, and so has Pete.
And Mr. Kubik also from the
Yes.
Board of Ed.
All right, if there's no other questions, comments? All those in favor? Opposed? Abstentions? 5-0-0.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, item 2B, we have the Seymour recognitions. This month is for perseverance, and up first we have Bungay School. Last month's winner was Colton McMurray for motivation. Is he here? All right. Yeah, you have all of it.
You're gonna be in school soon. Where you know it.
Hi, Colton. Congratulations. Mrs. Goletz was unable to be here tonight, but Colton was nominated by Mrs. Goletz. She said that Colton shows he is motivated every day in our classroom. Throughout our day, he shows a strong desire to do well. He spends extra time making his writing the best it can be. He enthusiastically asks for extra practice and is determined to show his best work. Colton shows that he wants to do his best in all areas: reading, writing, math, and with his behavior and friendships too. He does not work so hard to earn anything special. He does it so he feels he has done his best work. Colton also asks questions to further his learning. He's curious to know more and open to challenges. Once he masters one goal, he's already working toward his next. Colton is hardworking and motivated to keep learning and growing, and I am so proud of him. Congratulations, Colton.
It's okay. Around here. You got it. You're up. Good job.
We doing them all? Olivia's
Olivia, come on up, sweetie. Okay, Olivia was nominated for Perseverance by her teacher, Mrs. Yaxel. Olivia is a student who is always trying her best and working hard to make improvements in her work. Frequently, Olivia will ask for constructive feedback and will use the suggestions in her independent work. Olivia perseveres through challenging tasks and works hard to understand and apply new material in our class. Additionally, Olivia is always willing to help a classmate improve their understanding of a new concept. Olivia is a role model for our other students in our school because she represents our caring pledge each day. Congratulations. Okay, and the next one, near and dear to my heart, Mr. Matthew Rice. Come on up, bud. So Matthew was nominated by me for his perseverance. It is my pleasure to nominate Matthew Rice for demonstrating perseverance. Matthew continues to impress me with his determination. Matthew has the outstanding ability to overcome challenges and persist in all academic areas. He consistently shows determination, resilience, and commitment, even when faced with obstacles. He shows dedication in overcoming academic challenges that would discourage many. Matthew always pushes forward, maintains a positive attitude, and displays impressive effort. He remains focused, never gives up, and ultimately succeeds. In every sense, Matthew represents what it means to persevere. With this quality, I know he's going to achieve great things. Come on, someone with your sister.
Okay, let's get Dad in here.
Go ahead, Dad.
All right, next up, we have Chatfield the Presley.
For our Chapel of Prestige winners, I would like to call the teachers up to give them the honor to present our two champions tonight. Allison Cunningham. You go first. Okay. Thank you. All right, Fred, come on up. This is Fred with Prestige. So I'm Fred's teacher, and this is Fred. Fred has matured so much already this year in 5th grade. This has helped Fred improve with his perseverance. He has shown more perseverance in both his classroom work and in his homework. There are things that don't come easy to Fred. He doesn't let that get to him. He works hard and perseveres even through those challenges. He has personally met his end of the year NWEA math goals in math, reading, and science. So we've adjusted his goals so that he can keep on growing. His hard work and perseverance have been a driving force with his successes. Congratulations, Fred.
demonstrating a strong work ethic and self-motivation in every class. Olivia embraces challenges with determination, asking insightful questions and using feedback to improve her understanding. Her commitment to learning, combined with her kindness and respect for both teachers and peers, makes her a role model on the Seymour Middle School White Team. Congratulations, Olivia.
Parents, can you come up? Tony's taking pictures of the middle school.
Evangeline Gonzalez. Evangeline is an eighth grade student on the gold team. Evangeline has shown incredible perseverance throughout her 3 years at Seymour Middle School, overcoming any and all obstacles with resilience. She has learned to independently utilize the tools and supports available to her, demonstrating growth and determination. Beyond her own success, Evangeline has taken the initiative to help new students transition to Seymour Middle School by sharing strategies and making them feel welcome. Her perseverance and leadership make her an inspiration to those around her. Congratulations. And Mrs. Stubby, could you come up too, please? Mrs. Stubby?
Yes.
She knows Evangeline since Evangeline was a baby.
You ready?
You got it? Vale, give that.
Thank you.
Come on up here, Tyson. My buddy Tyson Belushi.
Mrs. Anelli nominated Tyson for this award, and she wrote, "He's a deserving candidate for the Perseverance Award, exemplifying what it means to overcome challenges and grow into his potential." During his early years, he was a little bit disengaged, but I gotta tell you, this is a boy that came in and is leaving us as a man, and that's what I'm most proud of Tyson. He's significantly improved all of his grades and his ability to connect with the school and the activities that he does. This is a remarkable journey demonstrating his resilience, hard work, and unwavering commitment to personal growth. More importantly, behind my desk for the past dozen years is a portrait of Abraham Lincoln with the word perseverance on it. And on it, it lists all of his defeats and all of his tragedies in his life and how he worked to get where he got. So perseverance is one of my most favorite words. And today was my first day as principal at Seymour High School in Tyson. And my first act as principal of Seymour High School, I get to give you an award. And it's going to be a memorable night for me that I'll never forget. So thank you, buddy, for doing all this. For you, pal. All right.
Okay, we want a
Anybody
picture
mind
of
my
this.
father? Everybody?
Up here, parents. This is a celebration. Great job.
That's it, no more?
We'll give out 2 more awards in there.
Oh, two more.
Yes.
Oh, we have one more, and it's the recognitions for naming the park essay contest winners. I will destroy that last name, but Alexandra won first place. Is she here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Come on up. Mackenzie Blood will be joining the meeting a little bit
later, so we'll have to give her certificate. Mackenzie's not here yet. She had a dance lesson. Come on over, we're so proud of this young lady. Big special thank you to Stephanie Chacon and Fred Stanek that worked through all of this with the naming of the park, with the town hall and first select woman. Come on.
Standing?
Yeah.
Squish in.
Parents here?
All right, thank you.
All right, up next, we have our Seymour High student rep report.
All right, so National Honor Society, members are working to create different opportunities to serve the community, including Valentine's Day cards for our senior citizens in town and our children who are hospitalized with illnesses. National Honor Society members have also started to put motion into steps.
Jeremy, you want to give it a minute?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Let them clear out.
I'll just start over.
Yeah, I would just begin again.
Those parents that would like to go on, welcome to get to go at this time.
All right, take it away.
All right, I'll start over. So, National Honor Society, our members are working to create different opportunities to serve the community, including creating Valentine's Day cards for our senior citizens in town and then children who are hospitalized. They also started putting in motion steps necessary to host a blood drive, hopefully here in the spring. Student council had a meeting today. We gave feedback to Mrs. Brooks about redesigning our CAF. February 7th will be Super Friday, where students are going to encouraged to wear their merch from their favorite football team. We're currently discussing the possibility of having a photo booth on Valentine's Day for students to use, and a food drive is in the works for the Seymour Oxford Food Bank. Hope Club, our members made motivational signs that are posted around the building for our midterm exams, and they're also making Valentine's Day care packages for our local children's hospital patients. Kindercats, our seniors met with their kinder buddies and worked on reading and logic skills with a snowman activity for the end of January. And then for February, they're going to work on the 100th day of school activity. Our sports teams, our winter teams are doing very well. Our boys basketball team is standing at 10-6, and then the girls team is at 11-3. Both teams have qualified for the NBL and state tournaments. On last Friday, Skylar Barton was the 8th girl in Seymour girls basketball history to hit the 1,000-point mark. And classmate Joey Carfiel is currently 13 points shy from attaining the 1,000 points. Hopefully, he gets it tomorrow night at Kennedy. Our swim team is currently 4-2 with a meet upcoming this Friday against Torrington. Last Friday, they beat Holy Cross for the first time since 2006. The ice hockey co-op team stands at 3-8-2. Our indoor track team had an outstanding season, showing tremendous growth and competitiveness. The boys team had NBLs both teams had NBLs last Friday, but they finished 4th overall, and the girls finished 6th. Several athletes will be competing at the state level higher in the month of February. Most athletes are looking forward to the spring season also. Cheerleading, they recently took home a 3rd place trophy in their competition, with Morgan Walters being named to the top tumbler of the meet. And our dance team placed 2nd in kick and the judges award for originality.
Okay, and then Yearbook Club, Seymour High School yearbook staff are currently working on inputting senior superlatives. You know what I mean. And senior quotes. Art Club, they're working on finishing up some clay pot projects that they made and moving towards assisting with stage decorations for the performing arts show. Spanish Club are planning a multicultural festival and figuring out how they can help with that. In environmental, students are looking forward to the Bronx Zoo trip, which is on April 8th, to explore topics in biodiversity and conserve it. And then students are planning campus cleanups once the weather gets better and it stops snowing. And the environmental club is joining forces with Trout Unlimited. And then debate club, junior Ariana Alves and sophomore Alex Clifford represented Seymour in the varsity debate tournament held at Fairfield Ward High School in January. Seymour plans on sending two to three teams to the final Connecticut debate tournament, which is being held on March 1st at Ridgefield High School. The state tournament is then on March 29th. And then Seymour High School debate team would love to welcome some new members. See Miss Gaz about that. And then Newspaper Club, we're working on the second issue of the paw print for the year, which is slated to come out around February 20th. This includes an exit interview with Mr. Freund, along with introductions to some of the new staff members. And then finally, FBLA has 23 members who will be competing in this year's Connecticut State Conference, which is on March 18th at Southern. They'll be completing events such as Accounting 1, Graphic Design, Organizational Leadership, the annual chapter business report, and many more. And then students have also completed a community service project last Friday, in which we made gift baskets, which will go to various, like the post office, fire, police, ambulance, and I think one went up to guidance, which was orchestrated by senior Justina Kahn. And that's everything.
That's it?
I know, so short.
Any questions for student reps? Ed?
I think, obviously you're being modest, but I think that if I read right, Mr. Tomaszewski, you won 2 events.
I did, yeah.
In the latest meet.
Yeah.
So congratulations.
Thank you.
to
Yeah.
Thank
Yeah, I did notice you said they won. I think you could say we.
you. We won.
Now, was that the NVL meet?
No, that was just a dual meet against Holy Cross. So
Okay.
the NBLs is March 3rd, a month from
Okay.
today.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
again.
All right, anyone else?
Mackenzie Blood is here now.
Yep, I see her. Come on out, Mackenzie, time to embarrass you. So Mackenzie is our second place winner or runner-up for the Naming the Park essay.
All right, Mr. Ward, you get another picture. This is very special. We're very proud of you, Mackenzie.
Get
It's
that.
gonna be there, and have to come over. Come out, get Mr. Lucky will help you with the picture.
Yeah.
Yes, when you get the picture.
Yeah, we want that.
Again, we're just extremely proud. It's another accomplishment Mackenzie has done. Great work. Okay. Had a nice conversation with your mom today.
All right, item 3, public comment. Anyone from the public like to make a comment? Second call, public comment. Last call, public comment. All right, public comment is closed. You guys, whenever you feel like leaving, you can hang out or, I don't know, there's no midterms, is there?
No.
there's not like that. Whenever you guys want. Item 4 we have are the reports. Dr. Boyle here, Mr. Bucci's here. Any question on any of the reports?
Probably next month, Dr. Boyle will give a special education report in detail. We talked about that.
All right, item 5, consent agenda.
Make a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Motion by Ed, do we have a second? Second by Kristen. Any discussion? All right, seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Passes 5-0-0.
All right, section 7, item A, school security officer for Seymour High. Take it away.
Yes, I would like to address this need. I'd like to ask the board, we currently have one security officer at the high school. Due to the fact that our SRO got a promotion, moved up to sergeant, we no longer have an SRO. We did have a memorandum of agreement, but they couldn't find anyone to replace him that was willing to come and be an SRO. So we're currently left now with just one security officer. So we want to ask the board to go ahead and give us the opportunity to create another position. We have a job description and all of that. We just need your blessing to create another school security officer at the same salary as we did at the beginning of the year. And I just feel this is necessary. I know Mr. Lucky. Also, we have included the survey that shows you a security survey from Shelton, Woodland, and Sonia and Derby, and it gives you, and Naugatuck, it gives you a really good idea of how many people they have employed as school security officers, and some are SROs. So at this time, I would just like to ask you to take action just to create a second position at this time at the high school.
And we would be looking to fill that immediately with existing
Yes.
budget funds?
Yes.
And just to point out, like, we will have to find that money, because it's not like we're saving any money with the loss of an SRO, because that was a town-funded police department position.
Right, and it's something that had been provided for Seymour High School almost 25 years, or a long time. I haven't been here, but I know the history. And it's really sad that there's no longer that we can't have an SRO, but we're at the situation now. It comes back to the board. It will be a cost savings for the town, for the police department, but it is a loss for us. We're picking up $40,000 cost, and it's just a situation where we are and what we need.
Oh, I was ready to make a motion, if you want me to. I'd like to make a motion to approve the hiring of a second school security officer at Seymour High School.
All right, motion by Ms. Harmeling. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Stamello. Any questions or discussion?
I just had a question, because that leaves the district with one SRO, correct?
Correct.
So does the MOU allow you to determine where that SRO should
It's
be?
actually under the jurisdiction of the chief of police.
Okay.
And he currently wants to keep the SRO at the middle school.
Okay.
I don't think the SRO at the middle school doesn't really want to leave the middle school. But it's actually under their jurisdiction. I don't think we can force him to place him here at the high school.
So does it serve us to designate this position for the high school, or?
At this time, we're better to just do the second school security officer, since that we're down to one SRO. That's all we can do. I think at this time, our director of security is here as well. This is where his office location is. But I think at this time, and I think it will be nice too to invite the chief. I know you all had mentioned it'd be nice for, and I know the chief will come. I had a nice conversation with him today about another matter. But I think it would be good just to have him come and talk with us, talk about security, talk about now that we no longer have an SRO here. Just a good time for discussion. And I'll ask the chief for next month if he could come. And I know you had mentioned that, Kristen.
And some of that might have to be executive session. but-
Yes, some of it would be.
Shannon, could you read back what my motion was?
To approve the hiring of a second school security officer at Seymour High School.
Okay.
Just to piggyback what Mr. Bruno was saying, that the Cape Convention that I was in, they said it's important when you do a security plan that it's done in executive session because of the fear that if it's discussed in open session, then people know the plan and the people on social media can then know how to break through that kind of stuff. So that's why it's important for us to discuss it, as you indicated in executive session.
Yeah, we're not allowed to diverge any of the school safety plan in public session.
All right, anything else? All right, hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? 500. Item 7B, the middle school cheer booster club. I'm guessing
Okay.
that's why you are here, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
This is something you can let her speak, but I'm going to tell the Board of Ed at this time, I'm not going to recommend this. This is something that we have to talk to Floyd about, Dugas. Another reason is that we've opened up fundraising possibilities. We want to give you all the fundraising opportunities as possible. My big concern is if we start one booster club and not under one umbrella, we're getting into a situation to where it could be discrimination, even with Title IX being reversed. This wouldn't be about the females, this would be about the males. So we got to be very careful here. We're going to reach out to our attorney and get good legal advice. I know we have an attorney here in the audience, but a booster club requires two. It can't be, you've got to be incorporated. There's a lot of accountability. Right now, I know that we've worked with Mr. O'Rourke in establishing, making sure that fundraising is more opportunities. I know a few years ago when I first came here, they were restricted, and that doesn't need to be the case anymore. So, Mr. O'Rourke, you want to talk to this, and then we'll let Melanie express.
As far as fundraising is concerned,
Yes.
there have been no fundraisers that, from any of our teams, but in this case we're talking about the cheerleaders that have been denied. We have a mechanism in place as through board policy for fundraising, and we have a mechanism for bookkeeping so that purchasing goes through the school and things are handled the right way. So, any fundraising ventures that, in this case, our cheerleaders would want to engage upon, since I've been here a year and a half, I've never said no. And I wouldn't, as long as it's, an ethical fundraiser, and I don't think we have to question that. We'll do everything we can to support them, but I think we have mechanisms in place to accomplish the goal of what I think a booster club would want to
Right,
accomplish.
we just got to make sure that we have, that they're given all the opportunities to fundraise. I think that's the biggest clarification. And another thing, if we ever get into a booster club at the middle school, it needs to be one that would encompass all, similar to what Oxford has done. Here at the high school, as Mr. Lucky knows over the years, it's the Wildcat group, it's the different organizations of parents, but this is something that, like I said, it'd be a lot of legal advice here. So Melanie, do you want to express what?
I brought up the need to have a booster club event because one of the reasons is our sport is one of the longest running sports, even like in the middle school. It's about, 15,
I'm going to be a
10
real
months
pain.
long.
This thing is super loud,
Yeah.
and I'm
Could you
not sure
come up here?
everyone
We
can
can't
hear
hear
you.
you.
Right.
I'm sorry, I don't talk about. So, I brought up the pressing need for the booster club for our cheer team because, I'm not sure if everyone knows, our middle schoolers work very hard. It's about an 8 to 10 month season long sport. It's one of the longest running sports in the middle school. There's a lot of money that goes in and out within that with competition fees, routine music, and other items to just support our athletes. Last year, in 2 to 3 months, our athletes raised around maybe a little bit over $6,000 for all of the fees that we needed.
You've done a lot of outstanding things. I mean, the cheerleading team at the middle school has totally went to a different level.
Yes, they're outside of the season, and we won't have many limitations. So we're just trying to give, the greatest support to our athletes, so that's why I brought it to the Board of Education.
We're gonna put in writing that there's not gonna be the restrictions of where that you can't continue to fundraise during the entire time. So that's one thing. So Mr. Lord, you want to speak to that?
So, thank you, Coach. And let me say very clearly, Melanie and Kayla, they do an outstanding job.
Girls have
Our
done
cheerleaders are outstanding, and I'm impressed every time I go and watch them practice or I see them perform. They have an 8 to 10 month season because this is the program that they want to have for themselves. Historically, middle school cheerleading is typically a winter season, but that landscape has evolved over time, and this is what our girls want, and we have coaches that fortunately are more than willing to give them that effort. They're running an 8 to 10 month season off of a coaching stipend, if I'm being fair to the coaches, that is intended for a winter session. So they go above and beyond. With that said, we do have mechanisms in place through board policy that allow for all of our programs to fundraise throughout the course of the entire year. And I have no problem saying this with the camera recording me, that I will always support the cheerleaders in all of our programs if they have anything to do. I think Dr. Compton's advice to seek legal advice just on the booster club idea, in 26 years in a middle school, I've never been or heard of middle school booster clubs. It's more of a high school thing, but the most important thing to me is, do we have a mechanism in place to fundraise properly, to have channels that get approved and that the fundraiser goes through a process, and there is board policy regarding that. And then the bookkeeping mechanism, the payment mechanism, that's done through our student account, and that's also in line with board policy. I think that if Coach sees a flaw or if something has been problematic at the building level with Dr. Compton, we could address how to make that system better. But I think that's a conversation not to be had here. And I think the legal piece is important to see the direction to potentially head in if we were to venture into booster clubs. But we do have a mechanism in place where if the teams want to raise the money, there's nobody telling them that they can't and not supporting them in doing so. And the oversight through the policies that we have, I think, is important to make sure that everything is being done on the up and up.
Well, like I said, we're going to continue to support any fundraiser that you'll bring forth in regards to support the cheerleaders. And like I said, it's basically become a yearly thing. You work in the summer, you go all year, and you started to compete. You've done extremely well. We're real proud of you. There are booster clubs. They're really not booster clubs. They're booster, well, I guess you could say in general. There are some type of booster fundraising clubs that become incorporated that do function on the middle school, but they're very large school districts. And usually they're one, they're usually not separate. So we'll reach out to the attorney and get back with you, Melanie, but right now we're going to continue to support you and the team in every way we can.
And hopefully your girls come and stay at the high school.
They plan to.
Yes, yes. And thank you for all that you do and your dedication.
Thank you.
Turn the program around.
Thank you.
They came in first place in their last competition.
That's amazing.
Question that I have for you, Dr. Compton. I know at the high school level, that the cheerleading comes under both CIAC and under CAS. Is that the same at the middle school level? Because they may have suggestions on additional fundraising or whatever it is. And the reason I say both, because it's ludicrous the way they do that when you cheer in a game, that's under CAS, Connecticut Association of Schools, but when you compete, it's under Connecticut Interscholastic stuff. So you change from being a school group to being a school team, which is crazy. It should be one, it shouldn't be both.
And they have to keep coaching certification as well.
Yeah.
Cheerleader coaches.
So all the coaching certification for all of our athletic programs, including the cheerleaders, follow the CIAC's guidelines and expectations. When it comes to competition, I don't believe at our level, we have a CIAC competition at the middle school level. When they, have we participated in that?
Yes.
Yeah, but the one that you just went to, that was, the competitions up until this point have been town competitions, right?
They are, but they're all under CIAC.
Under CIAC.
Yeah.
Okay. Melanie would definitely know better than
The school's been great and supportive with the fundraising and all that. I think more to the protocol needs to be, seeing that the middle school cheer has grown pretty quickly and the students have expanded and the coaches, I mean, that was not too long ago, they didn't have a program. So I think there just needs to be clearer protocols in place, because with cheer, you're on a lot of time restraints, correct, as far as registering for comps.
Yes.
Making sure you get uniforms, because there's such a lag time.
Yeah.
Like, you know, you literally have a couple of months when cheerleaders try out to try to get those uniforms in. And there needs, I would imagine, a better protocol as far as getting those things paid, because a lot of it needs to be paid up front. So I think that's kind of, you know, it just needs to be better established as far as the fundraising really isn't, you know, the school's been great and supportive.
It's just a protocol, making sure a timeline that bills
That
are
it's
paid,
very
checks are
important
sent.
to be reimbursed, or the school has some kind of protocol as to when those funds are needed, that they get released in an amount of time that doesn't hurt the squad or the team.
No, that's
or
an excellent suggestion. That is something that Mr. O'Rourke, Mr. Gucci, and I will work with Anne Marie and them and the protocol and how to really expedite, because it's a problem in ordering uniforms. So that's something we can lay out, that we can execute.
And it's paying for fees for competitions every weekend, that we go to competitions every weekend for 2 to 3 months, and
Yeah.
it's not a feasible process right now, getting the checks.
Okay, we'll work on that. Mr. Gucci will help me work with the bookkeeper there and, okay?
Thank you both. All right, 7C is the future business leader sponsorship. I know last month we talked about getting some input on.
From our attorney, I've sent all of you, were included on the email. Don't want you to take any action on this tonight. We're supporting this. The email with Floyd. We also want to work with Kay, because we have to have a policy and so forth. So I sent also to our Kay friend, Mr. Samello, who's included on the email as well. So hopefully by next month, we'll have a policy. The policy committee will meet, and we can move forward. Okay. So I explained all that in the email. Just want to give you an update of where we are. We need a policy, and we need the direction from him. He has the information.
All right, 7D, we move on. We have 7E, assistant principal hiring at Seymour High. We'll let you come sit down before we make our motion. All right. All right, so what would we like to do here? Want to go to executive session to talk, or?
I think it would be nice afterwards, let her have an opportunity to say a few words. It was a good process. There were 5 final candidates that were interviewed. Jay Hatfield and Kristen Harmley were on the committee, and the process worked. And on that, I'm going to hand out the vision and go ahead and act on the recommendation. Lucky worked with me diligently with the questions and the layout of the process. And it worked really well. I always say, let the process work, folks, and it worked.
I've never heard that before.
Oh, yeah, that's my famous words when I leave here. Don't forget it.
All right, would anyone like to make a motion? Who was on the hiring? You were on the hiring. Take it.
I know, I'm afraid I'm gonna mess something up. It's not written down. I'd like to make a motion to follow the recommendation of our high school principal and our superintendent of schools to appoint, is that correct?
Yeah.
Stephanie Chacon as assistant principal of Seymour High School.
Motion by Ms. Marmaling. Buniac, second. Any other discussion? Would you like to say a few words?
Would you come up, Ms. Chacon?
Hi. I know I'm fine, it won't make me
That was a really hard thing to keep quiet from every single person that I knew, and people were calling, and I'm like, I put forth a vision in front of you. I told Mr. Lucky I call it my vision on his vision. He submitted a vision, and he spoke of things that spoke to my heart. The way that Seymour High School needs to be run in the future. Speaking about communication, is showing who we are. One of the things I actually brought up in the interview, I really want to pump up the Board of Ed student section. Like when Caitlin, for instance, talks about the newspaper club, let's have some of the newspaper club come and bring some newspapers. Let's have the debate team show up when they're going to talk to you about where they're going on Saturday. I think just little small things that kind of showcase exactly who we are. So I put together this vision based on the components that he was talking about, this growth mindset, this idea of communication, transparency a little bit, things that I've learned from Chatfield. I've learned a lot that I can take to the high school, like the SRBI interventions are fantastic there. And being at the high school, I know I'm not really sure what is SRBI and what does it look like at the high school. I can kind of guess where tier 2 is, but we need to tighten up some of those processes. I love my time at Chatfield. I work with some really great people, but this guy sometimes, no. Today we had a day.
We did.
Yes, we did. I work with some great people, but these are my people. Like, this is where my mind is, this is where the curriculum is. I'm higher education, and I am ready to take that challenge with Mr. Lucky.
Well, all I have to say is, Mr. Lucky, today's your first day?
Yes, it is.
And when is Ms. Chacon's first day?
Well, I would like to recommend that she is able to finish out the year at Chatfield. We have kids there that in interdedication to CLS, I think it's important that, and also with teacher observations and some things. She's done an outstanding job at Chatfield, and I would just hate to pull her at this time from the elementary school. I'd like to see her finish it out and start here, she can start working with Mr. Lucky and start transitioning and work together, but I actually would like for her to get to remain to finish out. I really would.
Not that I would be afraid, but we might have broken a record. 2 admins with 1 day of experience if you started tomorrow. That would be fun. I have no worries whatsoever with the 2 of you. More than happy that you're both running the show.
Thank you. And you started in 2004?
Yes,
Right.
teaching at Seymour High School in 2004. I did 2 years before that in New Haven. Yep, and this is my first year as an admin.
And I was so glad she decided to take the assistant principal's job at Chatfield because she had been offered another assistant principal's job in New Haven with one of the academies. And I said, oh no, Stephanie, we're finally here. You're going to get this position. You can't leave us.
I did. I had the week to tell them. I had by Friday. She called me on a Thursday. And I chose Chatfield. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
And I would like to remind you and I, when I was
hired her
over
too?
here, well, I hired her as our cheerleading advisor when she was a teacher
He
high
came to
school.
me.
And you stepped up when we had to get rid of the other one, and you stepped up there and you did a tremendous job.
I
That's,
said, you want me to coach what? I was like, I don't know what they do. And that was it, I learned, and then we won a state championship in 2010 and 12 again. And then that's when I kind of stepped away because Jackson's, yep.
I'd just like to make a quick comment on the process, because Dr. Compton loves the process. And I just want to say thank you for your tenacity and your perseverance on a champion night, the word on perseverance and staying with us, because I know that administrative opportunities in the town of Seymour, they just don't happen often. We only have 4 schools, and you stuck with it and continue to put yourself out there. And the caliber of people that interviewed for this position at Seymour High blew me away. And to know that you were emerged as the person we needed most at this school at this time, I just couldn't be happier for you, for Mr. Lucky, and for the Seymour High School community.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
And to hire your own.
Absolutely.
It's important sometimes.
yes.
Absolutely.
All right, anything else? All right, all those in favor? Opposed, abstentions, passes 6-0-0. Congratulations. All right, so item 7F is the interim assistant. Would you like to do this one executive session, Dr. Count?
I think F and G, you might want to do that. If you want to do it out in the open, I'm okay with that. I'm not sure. However you want to handle it.
Are we going to be talking people?
Yes, so we need to go into executive session.
Okay, I'll make a motion that we go into executive session to discuss, you want to do both at the same time, Dr. Thompson?
Yes.
Okay, to discuss interim assistant principal for Seymour High School and interim assistant principal for March and April for the Seymour Middle School, and invite into that executive session Dr. Thompson.
Also,
Mr. Lucky,
Mr.
I'm
Lucky
sorry.
for the interim, and then for the middle
And
school
Helen, and Mr.
one will
Roy.
be the rule.
Sorry.
Sorry about that.
I'll second. All right. Discussion. All those in favor? Opposed? That's 6-0-0. All right. You guys can hang